For a while, I have refused to talk about the Jay-Z incident. So I'm pretty sure many of you guys are up to snuff with this. And this is why I don't want to have to be redundant and tell you the whole case and the whole thing, but I'll just run it down in a paragraph. So Jay-Z is accused in a civil lawsuit of raping a 13-year-old girl back in 2000 with Sean Combs. Sean Combs, who's currently in jail right now. These allegations took place as a result of a MTV Music Award, and this young girl was at this award show, wanted to go to an after party, ended up at the after party, and this is where the incident took place. Jay-Z's official comment regarding the allegations basically says that these are unfounded and absurd, and his legal team describes the lawsuit as an attempt at blackmail. Jay-Z's playing poker. He's saying, I'm not buying that you have the evidence to put me in jail, and so therefore I'm going to take a gamble and I'm going to risk it. The other thing that people don't realize is Jay-Z has used publicists and representatives occasionally to address certain issues, but never, it's rare, he's ever handle these type of situations that are PR crisis. He's never engaged with the public or spoken on any disputes in the past, even disputes going as far back as rumors with his female artist that he signed, Foxy Brown, which is from my generation, right? Those 2000s rumors were speculations about personal or professional ties between Jay-Z and Foxy Brown, but still, he just did not respond. There was no significant response from his camp, which means that Jay-Z, when he feels threatened, that's the only time he probably will speak up. And right now, he's feeling threatened, but he's trying to take the high road. He's trying to say, prove it. Because if you can't show me anything, I'm going to just go ahead and I'm just going to ignore this whole thing. And he called Tony Busby, the lawyer, basically an ambulance chaser and a clown in a cheap suit. So this is somebody that's highly offended. He's annoyed, and he is at the point where he knows that if he makes a bad move here, he loses everything. But he knows he's not going to get to that point. Let me explain why. So he brings this case against him and says, you got to pay up. Jay-Z doesn't want to pay up. He wants to protect his brand, is because if he does pay out, if he does give money, if he does try to settle this claim, it's going to look like he's guilty. Just think of what happened to Michael Jackson. Think of what happened to all these celebrities that pay up. You are immediately considered guilty, whether or not there was a trial, whether or not we heard any of the details. You're guilty just by paying up. It's what happened to Sean Combs. We saw him, for what he did to his girlfriend, Cassie. And just the whole situation around that just proves his guilt. So Sean Carter, Jay-Z, is saying, I'm not going to show that I'm guilty. I'm just not going to do it. You guys can continue down this path of chasing me, but you're going to have to bring evidence. And think about that, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to have evidence from 2000. And what kind of evidence, if so? I think, and this is just my final thought about this, the only saving grace that would land Jay-Z in jail is if that woman that was allegedly in the room when this rape occurred, if that woman comes forward and is on the side of the victim and says, I was there, this can actually work out where this victim will get justice. But I don't see this victim getting justice. I don't even see this victim getting a huge payment. I've heard rumors already that the victim was saying that getting the details of the night is a little difficulty for her. Who wouldn't have difficulty remembering all of the little fine details, right, that happened the night of such a tragic event to you that you're not going to want to remember. You're trying years and years now to forget about this incident and put it behind you. But I hope and pray that there are other people out there that will come forward that have had this happen to them, if they've had it happen to them, will come forward and join with this young lady. Because here's the thing, a person who does something like this, they do it for power and control. And I saw this just recently with the real estate brothers that they had another, it seems like this is an epidemic in the world when it comes to celebrities, that they just can't keep control of themselves. And they need this power and control over people in order to feel good about themselves. I have no idea. I can't wrap my mind around why a person would rape another person. I thought maybe it has to do with they don't get their way with somebody and they want to get their way. No, my husband said clearly control. It is control over somebody that does not want something like this, but you have the power to do it to them and you can get away with it. It's a control that you get from doing this type of stuff. This behavior comes from an absurd amount of ego, power trip to feel that you are invincible. So I don't see, and I hate to say it this way, but I just don't see Jay-Z going to jail for this unless there's other people coming forward. Look at P. Diddy's case. He has hundreds of victims coming forward. It has to be on that level for this to play out. And Jay-Z is doing this to protect his family, to protect his kids, to protect his wife, to protect their brand. But ultimately, if there are other people, and if this victim does have some receipts, if she can prove that this happened, if there are other people to corroborate, if the person that's the woman, the third person named in this, comes forward on her side, if these things play out in that way, Jay-Z's going down. And if he's going down, Beyoncé Knowles, beautiful singer, is not going to stick by his side. Make no mistakes about that. She's going to disappear. And I do have my thoughts about who the person is, but you guys tell me what you think. And as always, have a great day. And remember to think for yourself. Please be sure to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button.